Man, it's time to get a new shirt. 65. Wow, man. Georgia really did this shit. 65-7. Over 300 pass yards, over 250 rushing yards. I mean, this is it. If you're a college football fan, Georgia's going to keep winning over and over and over and over again until you're annoyed about it. And guess what? If you don't like it, then stop watching college football. You want to see more parity, go to the NFL or something. I mean, jeez, this is happening non-stop. David Pollock said it in front of Nick Saban's face. He said is Georgia's the new program, the new king of college football. He said that in front of Nick Saban's face, and Nick Saban's face sunk. He's like, I mean, I'm just saying, man. This is what we do. Time to get a new shirt, man. I should have bought this shirt at the beginning of the game. What is wrong with me? I should have bought this shirt at halftime. I swear. One of the greatest wins in Georgia history, by far. You want to put last year's Alabama win over this? Fine. But this is high up there. The most dominant performance in college football history in a national title game. It's not even close. We won by 58. The next team won by 38. We had a 448-yard differential, something like that. I don't know. No, 408-yard differential. Next team had 292-yard differential. Hypno dog, hypno dog, hypno dog. I know I'm being rowdy right now, man, but this is in the moment. I do not care what you say about me being rowdy. When you win a national championship, you're going to do the same damn thing. I only get to do this once a year. I made my post-game video last year. Well, I'm making it this year, and I'm running my damn mouth. I don't give a fuck. Got my dog here with me. Hypno dog, hypno dog. Wow, man. All right, I'm doing a little too much, but we contained Max Duggan's running ability. Struggled getting pass rush at the beginning of the game, but then we got some. Run game was great. The offense was amazing. The coverage was absolutely amazing all game. That's what I was most impressed about. TCU could not get open. I mean, yeah, man, honestly, I just want to celebrate. I don't want to make this video. Well, I do, but you get my point, man. I'm just overjoyed. Probably had a little bit too much sugar to be making this video, man. Yeah. My national title video last year was like 4 minutes. Go Dogs, baby! Man. It's dark and you can't see me. That's another thing, too. For all you want to watch, Georgia is the biggest favorite in national title history by like 2 points. 2.5 points. You see why. We are the shit. We will always be the shit. Georgia's the best program in college football, best team in college football. We got the best coach in college football, got the best players in college football. And we got the best fans in college football. We got everything. We're Georgia. Nobody's watching this because I'm just doing shit, you know. I won Raj Pickums as well without even picking the college championship game. How impressive is that? Yeah, y'all tell me. Y'all tell me. Man. Stetson Bennett's last game. Jalen Carter's last game. Keely Ringo's last game. Who else last game? Darnell's, this is his last game. Karis Jackson's last game. Tate Ratledge, probably his last game too. Cedric Von Prawn's last game. Christopher Smith's last game. Wow. We called the curtain for them. We call them the Dogs. Go Dogs! Sick 'em! Woof, 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 woof. It's late at night. See my dog here. I'm gonna see y'all later, man. Peace and go Dogs! See ya. Actually, let's get to this light first. Come on, DJ. Thanks, Neil. Thanks, man. This is amazing. Amazing. It's just what the dogs do. Bet nobody's trolling no more, man. Party going on at my house, so I'm gonna go back to that. But yeah, man, I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy. Congrats to TCU. They had a great season. Not going to diminish what they did. 13-2-2 with first-year head coaches. Remarkable. Auburn did that back in 2013 and lost by a little bit less. But, you know, what TCU did was remarkable. Congrats to everybody on their season. And I can't wait for signing day, college football next year. I can wait. In other words, I don't need to hear about this conference realignment stuff and this playoff and yeah, Neil. I mean, you lose your best 3 players, so I mean, you gotta replace the quarterback. So we'll see. I mean, you know. I mean, the Ohio State game motivated us, I think, with the number 1 recruiting class. Yeah, that's true, but not all those players are going to be ready year 1. I mean, we'll see. LSU is going to be really good next year, and potentially Texas A&M if, you know, Bobby Petrino can fix their offense. I mean, Tennessee will probably be decent next year, too. We'll see what Kentucky does. You know, Florida's always a question mark. You know, you never really know how they're going to play. Wild card there. I mean, Arkansas had a down year. We'll see what they do next year. Losing KJ Jefferson, so, you know, Ole Miss. Ole Miss can get a quarterback. You know, that's going to be a really good team. Texas A&M's in trouble. They're going to rely on Bob Petrino to fix it. Well, you know, Bob Petrino's a really good offensive mind. I think the main problem was the offensive coaching and play calling and for Texas A&M. Jimbo can let Bobby Petrino control that offense and take his hands off a little bit. I think Texas A&M can actually be a really good team next year. How good does that mean? I don't know. I mean, you know. We'll see. Bobby Petrino's mostly worked with dual-threat quarterbacks for what it's worth, so he's working with a pro-style one here on Connor Wickman. I mean, you know, so, yeah. Yeah, well. It says nobody's watching now, so. My dog here with me. Yeah. I mean, geez, we love college football so much, we're already talking about next season. I mean, wow. All right, good night, Leo. Huh. Yeah, this has been a long night. A lot of people already went to bed watching this game. 58-point blowout. You know. They had that one big play in the first quarter, and Dawgs took it from there. Because that's what Georgia does. You know. Go Dogs, K-Dog. Hey, I won that pick'em, by the way. Georgia won. But yeah, man, go Dogs. This is an amazing moment. 65-7. Back to back. I'm about to go to bed. I have to get up at 5 a.m. Oh, that's early. That's early. Yeah, you might need to go to bed. Well, on to the three-peat for next year. Hasn't been done since 1936. Sorry about that, because we weren't picked by a lot of people to. Yeah, Georgia's favored right now. They actually just released the lines, K-Dog. Or not the lines, the odds. Georgia's plus 375 or whatever. Bama's second. Ohio State's third. You know. So, yeah. USC's fourth. Yeah, I mean, yeah. You don't think a three-peat will happen, Neo? I don't know, man. I mean, not many teams have played as close. I mean, Ohio State played as close, but they're losing C.J. Stroud. Unless they have a really good quarterback next year again, which we don't know if they will. Unless they do have that, they're not going to win the national title. Michigan could, but I mean, we're a better version of Michigan, so I don't know about that. I mean, Michigan's a great team, but USC's defense not there. Alabama, a lot of question marks there, just trying to figure out. Culture-wise and coaching-wise, and try to fill in a lot of holes there. So LSU, Bama used to be the same way, but they couldn't do it. Well, I mean, let's be real here, Neo. You almost did it. I mean, if you would have beat Auburn in 2013, I don't think you would have beaten Florida State, but you were that close. So, I'm just saying, I think it's possible. I mean, I don't know. That's a long ways away. I'm just trying to figure out who can beat us. I mean, LSU, still a little inexperienced. I mean, it's possible, but they have a lot of talent. I don't know, man. I guess we'll figure that out next year if it happens. Right now, it's Georgia's world right now. If we had to beat Auburn, I think we could have beaten Florida State. I mean, it's possible, but I think Florida State's one of the all-time great teams. And they played their worst game of the season versus Auburn and still won, so. Jeez, Auburn got up 21-3 that year and blew it. I mean, they beat everybody by like 40 points. I give them credit. That's a very talented team that year. I mean, I think it's always possible. I think the hardest thing, the thing that prevents you from three-peating is, yes, while you might be ahead of everybody else, Auburn got lucky with Bama. Well, they did rush for over 300 yards on you. I'm just saying. I know you missed 4 field goals or whatever, but caught you napping. Yeah. I mean, well, that's the hardest thing about it. Now our entire team next year is going to go in next year knowing we're the favorites, knowing we're the best, knowing we've gone back-to-back. And, that's going to be the hardest thing about it, psychologically. Even this year, we weren't the favorites of the national champion. We weren't even second. We were picked to lose to Alabama by a lot of people. And Kirby built that into the players, and we came out motivated and won the national title. Hard to win a national title when, I'll admit it. It's hard to win a national title when you're the favorites. I mean, look what happened. We knew we were the favorites coming to the playoffs. Ohio State gave us a little surprise, and I guarantee you if we played Ohio State again, the game probably wouldn't be as close, but because we came into that game so confident, I guess you could say, we played a close game with them. Now here, that kind of woke us up, and we beat TCU 65-7. we blow out Ohio State, well, if we did, this game might not be 65-7. So you got to think about it like that, too. I mean, it's like when we lost to Alabama the SEC title last year. We came out, you know, like gangbusters, versus Michigan. We were, yeah, I mean, I don't like ever saying a team got lucky against us. That's just stuff that I personally don't like saying, you know. I mean, I get it. Y'all missed 4 field goals, but, you know. I saw Nick Saban on ESPN today. Sometimes I wonder if he's actually glad that George is dominating. I know he says that he loves watching Kirby win and all that. That's great, but sometimes I wonder, and it's nothing wrong with him not liking it. I'm just saying, I just wonder if maybe he really doesn't like it deep down as much as he loves Kirby. There's no wrong answer. I'm just putting it out there. Sometimes I wonder. I mean, you saw him on the set today. He didn't look thrilled at halftime. I'm just saying, you know. Especially when David Pollock made that statement in front of him about Georgia being the new program and the new king of college football. His face got honestly a little bit funny that he said that for Saban. But I'm gonna be honest, but because Saban knew where David Pollock was pointing to, but I mean, geez, Desmond Howard and Lee Corso picked TCU this game. How do you do that? I mean, I'm not trying to be no biased fan, but I think it's the underdog story. You always want the underdogs to win. And I think TCU is going to be a good team next year. They're going to make the national title next year. I doubt it. I'm just going to be honest. I doubt it. But there could be a really good team next year. Especially if nobody else in the Big 12 is going to, stand out. Which nobody, really has. TCU stood out. Oklahoma won it in a close game. So, it's nobody just like, Oklahoma kind of used to dominate the Big 12. But, right now we don't really have that in the Big 12 right now. So, I mean, we'll see what Texas does with Sark and getting Quinn Ewers back. That would be interesting. Kansas State's losing Deuce Vaughn. That's not good for them. I'm just going to be honest. That's going to hurt them mightily, I think. Deuce Vaughn meant a lot to that team. I think, but TCU has some really good players. I mean, if they could have got close to the level of Max Duggan, they can win 8, 9, maybe even 10 games next year. I think the main thing we saw, honestly, was, if you're watching, like, the video, do subscribe, do all that. Just putting that out there. I think the main thing here is the talent difference. I think we saw the difference between the talent of Georgia, who recruits in the top 2, top 3 year in and year out, and TCU, who came into this game averaging a class of 41st. Georgia average class of 2.5. It's hard to beat a team like Georgia, Alabama, and Ohio State because those 3 teams are just significantly more talented than every other team, and it's not even close. It's not even close. So, I mean, Michigan beat Ohio State 2 years in a row. I get it. Tennessee and LSU beat Alabama this year. So, yes, you can beat one of those 3 teams. Well, at least 2 of the 3. But those teams are just so more far talented than you are. It's really hard to beat them. It's really hard to beat them. And that's why, people say Alabama could beat Georgia, which is not true, by the way. Alabama, no offense, but they'd get blown out by Georgia if they played them. I mean, Georgia's significantly a better team. It's not even close. But Alabama's got Georgia's talent level. So it's you know, they have a fighting chance. Ohio State has a fighting chance. You know, you can't go into a game sleepwalking versus Alabama or Ohio State. They're just too talented for that. And it's not to say that you could go to a game sleepwalking versus a Michigan, a Tennessee, or even a TCU, or USC. It's not to say you could do that in college football. Uh, then you got some teams that are highly talented, like, LSU. LSU's trying to get there. LSU's trying to become just as talented as the other three. They're getting there. USC is getting there on one side of the ball. Texas is building some great talent. So, I mean, Texas A&M, obviously, I wouldn't say they're even coming up on that, but they're a talented team. Talent is important. Just like the Alabama-Notre Dame game in 2012. The Miami-Nebraska game in 2001. The USC-Oklahoma game in 2004. One team was highly more talented than the other. You saw what happened. Georgia and Alabama played last year. It was a close game. Those two teams were were close in talent. Alabama and Clemson had a couple of close natty games. I don't even know if Clemson was on the same level as Alabama in talent. I'm just going to be honest with you, but they were coached really well and competed. So, yeah, that was a bad example. I mean, Ohio State had the same talent level as Alabama in 2014. That's why they had a chance to upset them. No matter if they're the underdogs, they did it. So talent's important, man. Hey, but I want y'all to have a good night's sleep. If your team didn't win the national title this year, I apologize. There's always high hopes. I mean, pretty much, honestly, every SEC team right now, maybe outside of Florida, did something, or it's outside of Florida has something positive going for them. That's not a shot at Florida. That's just the truth. There's just not much. I mean, well, maybe a good recruiting class, I guess, but, and maybe Kentucky doesn't have much positive going for it right now. Vanderbilt does. Yeah, Arkansas, maybe they don't as well. I don't know. That's just the SEC. College football is a big game. Colorado went 1-11 last year. I'm not saying they're going to. I don't even know if they could make a bowl game next year, but they're sure how going to be better than they were last year. I don't know that. Vanderbilt even improved. Give them credit. 5 wins. 2 SEC wins. Haven't got one in 3 years. Love y'all, man. Thanks for watching my stream. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Do all your shit. Georgia back-to-back rings, baby. And this is what we do. And Georgia is the new kings of college football. Ha ha ha. Oh, new kings. Old kings. Whatever. Georgia, 65-7. Hypno dog. TCU ran out of gas. Hypno dog. Hypno toad's out of gas, but Hypno dog is alive. See y'all later, man. Try to get some light. It's the best we're gonna get, I think. Alright, love you, man. Peace and go Dogs! See y'all, man. Love my dog. See y'all, man.